Welcome to Module 5, Measurements and Using the Unit. I'm going to go over the benefits of each of the features. Some of these features you may not use. Worst case scenario, you place the device on the line, you pull the trigger, and you get a retro reflectivity value. And that's all you care about. But for those of you that want to actually collect a lot more information or have flexibility from the mapping benefits to the way you collect the data, you'll be using some of these other features. So let's first start off with file map and file info. If you click on the file map button on your unit, it takes you to the memory screen. You have 50 files. Each file holds 500 readings. Each file can be pre-recorded to have custom information about the job or anything else you want to document. So 50 files, 50 customized files. And if you paid attention to the software module number 2 training, you'll also learn that you can pre-record the modules and create templates and download those directly into the unit. So there's many ways of using this feature. But for right now, I want you to take a look at file number 1, which has 46 readings. File 1 is right here. If I were to switch it to, let's say, file 2, file 2 will switch to the bottom, which has 4 readings, as you can see up top. Next, we're going to actually go to the file information, and that's right here. File information. You can program each file that you use from this screen right here, or you can do it in the software like I mentioned earlier. So let's use this as an example. I've got my name, location, it's a demo, the company name. If I had any other notes, I just click in here and I would type in what I'm actually doing. Let's say I'm on South 95 doing a job. Now, you don't have to use the file information. There's lots of other information in the measurement screen that you can document information for. This is just another way of doing it. The second page of the file information usually only has the install date. Some of the units have line color and material thickness. These features we actually deactivated on our newest equipment because most people will not want to document line color and material thickness in a file. They'll actually want to do it on the measurement screen. Hit return, and we're back at the measurement screen. I want to draw your attention, literally, to the file number, the record number, the file average value, previous value, and of course the readings. Now under the file number, you'll say, okay, 2. That means we're in file number 2. The record number, number 5, we're on our 5th reading in file 2. The file average in file 2 is 51. So if you want to use a file just to find out what the average is for, let's say, hundreds of readings, you can actually do that by viewing the file average value here. The previous value is documented in this white box if you're saving the information. If you're not saving the information, it stores here. A quick example. From this point, if I were to basically just shoot something, I've got 13 millicadella here, it'll show you the actual number, but nothing in the previous value. And that's because it's not auto-saved. The reason why we have previous value, let's say you're out on the road and you're doing readings and you're auto-saving everything, the number in the main window will actually disappear after you do a reading. This goes away, but it will reappear in this window so you can actually view the last reading. That's really the purpose for that. Now we're going to take you to the save features and the averaging features. These buttons off on the left side, auto save, auto print, averaging, and pass fail. Auto save, auto print, averaging, and pass fail. These buttons actually are turned off right now. As you can see, they're shadowed out. If I actually want to turn one on, let's say we're going to start off with auto save. Now the auto save feature is activated. Anytime I pull the trigger, and I'll do that right now by just hitting the measurement, it saved the information. The previous value is listed under previous value 22. If I turn it off, it won't do that. Auto print is another unique feature. You can have the unit print out the information that you've documented automatically after each reading, or you can actually do it manually by simply pressing the print button down below, right here. Auto print or manual print. I'm going to leave it on for autosave and auto print. Now, if you have autosave and auto print on, you cannot do averaging. The only way you can do averaging is to turn off autosave and then click on averaging. Averaging is only saved when you manually save it. So you'll continue to do readings, and I'm just going to do some readings here on the carpet just to show you. 22. You see the second reading, the third reading, and then the fourth reading. Now, once I click on save, which is on the bottom, these readings in the record average will actually, right here and right here, will be saved in the unit. And if I choose to actually print by hitting the print button, the readings and the average will print as well. So it's a great way to see how many readings you took for the average. Now, if you're not going to use the average feature, then don't worry about it. Just keep it turned off like I'm doing right here. The next unique feature that we have is called the pass-fail feature. Pass-fail. In Module 3, when you set up your unit, you were able to set up the pass-fail limits. Limit 1 we have is 250. 165 for limit 2, and of course 300 for the limit 3. These are pass-fail features. So if you're out on a job and your white needs to be 250, then you click on the first one. And anything below 250 will fail, as I will give you an example right now. I just shot a 22 of the carpet again. It failed, as you can see here. Your actual reading. Now I'm going to turn off the pass-fail feature. And this is if you really don't want the pass-fails to be appearing on the print sheet because you may be handling it a different way. So just turn it off. do auto save, auto print, or manual, whatever you want to do. Now, when we look at the measurements, and I want to show you something very unique. The measurements right here, you can actually shoot your retroflectivity by pushing the measurement button on your screen or pulling the trigger on the handle of the device. Print and save, like I said before, are your manual. Manual print, manual save. Now we've already gone over the file information. That's what information is in that file. The return key takes you to the main menu. But what about the record information key? This information here is what you would use before doing readings. Simply click record information. These next 3 pages are completely customizable by using the software that we went over in Module 2. You basically will type in what attributes, assets, locations, or comments you would like to have transferred onto your StrikeMaster 2 Touch, and they'll appear on this window here. So I'm out on the road and I'm going to do an inspection. I click on maybe thermoplastic. Perhaps it's white. I may be using type 1 glass beads, and I may want to document the width of the line. Let's just say that it's 6. So this information is saved, and now we go to the location, which is completely programmable in the software, as I mentioned. You can actually say, well, I'm doing some edge line and I'm on the right side of the road. But what if you wanted to try something different? Lanes. If you're doing more than 1 or 2 lanes, you use numbers instead of names for the location on the road. So you would actually use a lane number. Maybe it's 6. You can even use this as a number for a mile marker or substation if you choose to use these numbers for those purposes. And this will actually give you the location generally of where you did the readings. There's one more screen called Comments. Another pre-programmable screen through the software in Module 2. I did basically the type of materials and also the initial types of test as my example. Today we're on asphalt. It's going to be a 30-day test, and we'll call this train. So we're doing the training. Now, we've just documented a bunch of little information, but let's say you don't want to use everything. You can go to the return anytime you want and do readings, or click back into the record information, and maybe you're only documenting the asphalt or the concrete. So these 3 screens, assets, location, and record information, are all at your disposal based on what you want to use. The next thing we need to do is basically do measurements. So I've already collected the attributes on the road for what I'm actually testing. I simply place the device over the line and I hit the measurement key. It gives me a measurement. If I have auto print on, it will print those attributes that you've just saved. If I have auto save on, it stores it in the unit itself. Now this ends Module 5, Measurements. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you soon.